Pride is the wide away, prosperous, glorious highway. Beauteous, bounteous highway, that's where the tall corn grows.
Welcome to tour stop number 2, which is a metal replica of Don Radda's 1946 world record tall corn stalk, which reached a height of 31 feet 7/8 inches. This sculpture was made by Evans Welding Shop and was unveiled at the 2009 Washington County Fair by Don Radda's daughter, Julie Radda and her husband, Wayne. Don Radda was a local farmer from northwest of Washington in Cedar Township. Don was a fierce competitor who found his motivation to grow tall corn after attending that year's 1937 Iowa State Fair and overhearing some Kansas farmers who won that year's tall corn contest comment on how Kansas was the real tall corn state. Don felt that he needed to get Iowa back to its rightful place as the tall corn state. Don first entered the Iowa State Fair tall corn contest in 1938, where he placed third with an entry that measured 15 feet 7 3/4 inches. 1938 would be the last time that Don was beaten, as he went on to have a 28-year win streak from 1939 to 1967. Don understood that tall corn didn't necessarily equate to higher yields, as he was also focused on being a master corn grower. In 1948, he had a 10-acre patch of corn that yielded a whopping 221 bushels per acre. To put that into perspective, the average corn yield for Washington County from 2011 to 2020 was 184 bushels per acre. Don became a bit of a celebrity in the ag community, and seed corn companies like Pioneer Hybrid and Vinton Hybrids used his name and likeness in their seed publications. Don built a scaffold system to help support his tall corn and prevent it from blowing down or breaking in the wind. His corn was planted near his home so that he could tend to it daily, and it was fenced in to prevent livestock or other animals from destroying it. Gunny sacks were used to cover the tassels in an effort to trick the corn plant into stretching up further to reach sunlight. He was using different genetics than his regular commercial corn and favored Mexican and South American white corn varieties that were grown in tropical climates and known for their plant height. He was contacting corn growers in different regions of the world to obtain new genetics, and was even making some of his own genetic crosses. Likewise, other growers were reaching out to him and asking to purchase some of his genetics. At one time, Don was quoted as to saying that he could sell 10 seeds for $1. Don's gunny sacks and the tassels and scaffolding can be seen in these images. Tall corn postcards were a big seller and a popular item. They were so popular and numerous that there were more than I could include in this slideshow. Growing tall corn was a bit of a morale booster for civilians and soldiers alike. This postcard from 1945 is a timeline of the tall corn from 1942 to 1945 and pictures local service members and young women from the area. The 1942 postcard with the V signifies their hope for victory in World War II. This slide shows additional tall corn images from 1944 and 1946. Tall corn competitions brought Washington County and the state of Iowa a lot of notoriety. Don Radda was featured in numerous publications, including the September 11, 1939 issue of Life magazine. This was just the second year of Don Radda competing in tall corn contests, and already he was appearing in major publications. Pictured in this slide are local girls from Washington, Iowa, and their names are listed here. By 1942, Radda's tall corn was highlighted in a Ripley's Believe It or Not, which had an illustration of his tall corn stalk that reached a height of 26 feet 10 inches. Don Radda appeared in so many newspaper articles that there's no way I could include them all here, but it's safe to say that he was well known throughout the state and country. In 2009, Don Radda's family had a replica corn stalk constructed and unveiled at the Washington County Fairgrounds. In this slide, you can see Julie Zeser standing proudly below the replica tall corn stalk. She also placed the tassel on top of the replica the day that it was unveiled. A second tall corn replica was constructed by Wayne Zeser and can be seen inside the Ag Building at the Iowa State Fairgrounds. Unfortunately, Don Radda's world record tall corn stalk was surpassed in 2010 by Jason Carl. Jason has beaten his own record since that time and now holds the world record with a tall corn stalk that measured a whopping 48 feet 2 inches. Carl's record was achieved by studying some rare genetic mutations that cause corn plants to stretch between their internodes, and also by planting his genetics in Costa Rica, where he can plant later maturing hybrids that extend the growing season. Even though Don Radda no longer holds the world record, he truly put Washington County, Iowa on the map and put Iowa back in its rightful place as the tall corn state. Are my resources for this tour stop. I was privileged to be able to receive several resources from Don Radda's grandson, David Zeeser. This presentation is dedicated to the memory of Julie Zeeser, who worked hard to make sure that her father's accomplishments were remembered and commemorated for generations to come.